The story of Genie Wiley. Beginning at 20 months old, Genie Wiley's father kept her trapped in one room. She spent the entirety of her time with her arms bound and her ankle tied to the toilet. As a toddler, Genie's father cut her off from the rest of the family. Soon, she had no interaction, communication, or schooling. She lived in complete isolation, except for when her father brought food. Genie's mother, Irene, had endured abuse for decades. She had a head injury when she was younger that caused neurological damage. It left her dependent on Genie's father and unable to work. Eventually, Irene found the courage to leave her violent husband and took Genie with her. Genie was 13 and hadn't seen her mother in years despite being in the same house. She'd suffered from terrible malnutrition. She was never given solid food and her baby teeth had never fallen out, leaving her with 2 rows of teeth. She didn't know how to chew and didn't respond to sounds either. Her vision worked fine, but she struggled to focus on things beyond 10 feet because she'd never left the room she lived in. Her cognitive abilities were that of an 18-month-old. She had a peculiar terror of cat and dog sounds. Therapists didn't know why. They think it was related to trauma from her childhood. After months, she showed great progress. She learned to use the bathroom, she'd never been taught, and she learned to make noises to signal things she wanted. Genie learned to be more affectionate. She began hugging people she liked in the hospital. She learned how to smile. Charges against Genie's mother, Irene, were dropped after they determined she was subjected to extreme abuse as well. Her father was charged with child abuse and people across the nation were outraged by his story. He was described as the most hated man in America and he argued that people just didn't understand him. Just 10 days before he went on trial, he committed suicide, shooting himself. After that she moved to foster homes, but the things didn't go well. She subjected to many abuses in there too. Now Genie is in her 60s. People believe she is living in a state-run assisted living facility.